Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Starfield RAW. My voice is starting to go out on me because I got bad allergies, so forgive me on that. This is episode number 74. I am your host, Joe the Wigit, and I am joined by my fellow co-host, the Space Trucker, Extreme, Extraordinaire, the Awesomeness, Kilo.
Extreme, extraordinary, and the awesomeness. Now I feel like you're just buttering me up, man.
I did see that contest winner of on your Facebook page. No mods, no salt.
I forgot to mention that. Yeah, my Facebook group, they do build challenges every week, and they had a build challenge that was Kilo specific, and I believe this week's is widget specific.
I didn't see the announcement for this week's yet. I was wondering.
Yeah. So, and then they did great. The ship they came out with was a really cool space trucker ship.
I went on there to check it out, join the group. So shout out to everybody. They've been awesome.
Yeah, great.
I haven't built any ships or anything like that. I thought about posting some of my old ones, but they're not half as good as all these people do.
Yeah, and they do it all with no mods. It's crazy.
I don't do mods either, so it's right up my alley.
That works out, yeah.
But then I saw your contest, and the voting was going on, so I had to vote. I voted for two of them, but they didn't win. The one that won, though, is pretty sweet, but there was one of them that just it screamed Space Trucker to me, like something I would imagine it would be like.
Right.
I think it was the bottom one.
They had some great ones.
So I went through your Facebook page and browsed it a little while, posted a little bit on there, and then, yeah, it's been fun.
Heck yeah.
My girlfriend pretty much got me going back into Facebook, so.
Oh, okay. It is weird anytime I see you post anything.
Yeah, it's been very rare, very, very, very rare. I think this is the first time I changed my Facebook profile picture in over a year and a half, 2 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Which is actually pretty quick for me.
Yeah. You picked a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one.
We took that at Disneyland.
That's pretty awesome.
All right. So I know that people in our Discord have heard the news about this show, and we'll be talking about it at the end of the show. So stay tuned for that. We got some news about it. And there's really nothing in the news about this game anywhere like usual. And it's been a dead silence for 3-4 months now? 3 months?
Yeah, it really has been.
I don't know what they're thinking or what they're doing with it, but
I mean, a little something to entice the people would have been a good move.
They need to give us some kind of they promised us these monthly updates they haven't done.
Right.
We're missing 2 months now.
Yep.
I believe they did a December update.
Yeah. No, I think it was November, I believe, was the last update, I want to say. I can't look it up right now, but
I hope Bethesda's not giving up on this game. It's too good.
Yeah, I know. I hope that they don't either. The only thing that I could think is that that they are working on something and that they're so focused on that. Maybe that's the case. I don't know.
Who knows? It might come out and announce, hey, we've been doing an entire overhaul of the game.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, here's the new DLC. It's active now.
That's Bethesda. Yeah, we rebuilt the entire game. Go ahead and download it now, another 100 gigs.
Right.
I got in my character, my little challenge character I've been working on. And I was hell-bent to do Crimson Fleet. And I wanted to do it that way that we talked about where you can avoid the UC altogether, but that didn't fit with that character. That's going to fit with my sniper. So down the road sometime I'll do that with him. So I started the UC quest, and I had to go after last episode I mentioned the fact that I had to do the simulator forever and get my Class C, which I still don't have the funds to build the ship yet, so that's why I'm going to do Crimson Fleet. To finish that, I'll have the funds. At least build a decent one.
Yeah.
And the first quest you do in the UC, as everyone knows, is you have to go fight a Terramorph.
Right.
At the station. Okay, I'm doing handguns only on Extreme.
Oh, no.
So I was highly considering doing the kill lanes, which I've only did one time. No, twice. Yeah. I did it twice. The first 2 times I did that quest. And started doing it, and I was sneaking around, got one area activated, and turned around a corner, and there's a Terramorph staring at me.
Oh, no.
Right down the alley, like a hall, like a...
Yeah,
space between
like a corridor?
Crates. Yeah, corridor.
Oh, okay.
No help. It was just me and Sam. I started unloading into this thing. Running backwards, just unloading, switching guns so I didn't have to reload and just kept going back and forth until I was out of ammo on all my guns. Had to reload everything. And this fight took me about 5-10 minutes, and I finally took it out. But I took it out without having to use a single med pack.
That's impressive.
I avoided getting hit entirely.
See, that's the last time I tried that. I tried to do the kill lanes. And that's the time. That's when I figured out that Terramorphs are like raptors and they can open doors.
Yeah.
Which surprised the heck out of me.
They can open doors. Clink, clink.
Yeah, right.
But I took it out, got through that quest, and I went through a ton of ammo. So I had to go get more ammo. But when I finished this quest, before I was able to get back to New Atlantis to turn that in, and that's when you can branch off to the Crimson Fleet.
Right.
Sam talked to me, and he said we have to talk to Cora because she's making it sound like it's a life and death situation.
Right.
And the quest updated, you have to go talk to Cora with Sam nearby.
Right.
Yeah, I went to my ship to do that, and Sam refused to follow me for the longest time. And Cora had to be on the other end of my ship, and I'm using the Eagle.
Star Eagle?
Star Eagle, thank you. And it's got a lot of space in there.
Yeah.
It's got a brig and everything else like that.
Yeah.
She's in the very far back, in the very far corner, messing around. Wouldn't talk to me about anything. Sam refused to come, so I sat and waited for 2 hours. And he finally started running up to me, but stopped at the doorway and would not come in. And Cora was on the other side, and I still tried talking to her, but it wouldn't activate it.
You know what you could have done is just sent them back to the lodge.
That's what I was thinking about doing. I was thinking about going back to the lodge
when
and
you
just
get
trying
on,
that.
Okay, yeah, because that's the biggest pain in the butt, too, is when you get on your ship, and I had it happen 100 times myself, especially with like Andreas or whatever, and you're trying to find your follower, but once they're on the ship, they don't follow you anymore. They just kind of wander around like everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's loads of fun.
Yep.
So what I decided I was going to go in the corner of the room and sit there and jump up and down and see if Sam would actually come in. After about 10 seconds, 20 seconds of doing that, he did come in a little bit, like a couple steps. Went and talked to him and he activated the quest.
Oh, Jesus.
And I was talking to Cora through Sam because he was right in between us. All I saw was Sam's back.
Right.
It was amusing.
That's funny.
And it starts the quest with having to go find her mom.
Correct.
And I decided, you know what? I'm going to do this quest because I have not done it yet in the game, period. So I'm going to check it out. I mean, you told me about the end, but that's okay.
Right.
I had some ideas to handle that.
Right.
I'll get to that part. Oof. So you have to go find her. You have to go to Neon, and you talk to. I have it on my notes. I do. I took notes this time of names. Jalen. He's the ranger in Neon. And
right.
He's all saying, "Oh, it's classified. I can't tell you about it. You know that, Sam." And there's an option popped up, a Freestar Ranger. I was like, heck yeah. Clicked on that, and he went over all the details, which was pretty much nothing.
Of course.
Why the heck you just say that?
Right.
And this is one thing that bugs me about this game that I wish they would change a little bit, is it holds my hand too much.
Yeah.
It walks me through quest way too much. So the quest popped up, find clues on Lillian's whereabouts.
Right.
I wanted to be able to just go and look for it myself, go through the nose, find things, but it points right to a slate, right in the middle of the floor. Here it is.
Yeah, that's true. They could, and maybe that's something that could be adjustable like everything else on the gameplay menu, where it's like, okay, maybe it just gives you a general vicinity, because it's not like they haven't done that before. What's the one quest on Varun Kai where you're hunting down the guy's kid?
Yeah, but that's the more recent quest editions. This is a original, so they probably decided, we're messing that up, so let's do it this way.
Right.
You're right, though. There was that, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
You can give me an area to look, that's fine, but let me look.
Right. 100%.
Makes me feel like I got the accomplishment.
Yeah.
Anyway, I picked up the slate, and I finally found where that picture was when we did the Goofy Picture Contest.
Okay.
The winner was Cora standing in the doorway with the dead body on the... Yeah. I found the dead body in the bed. I was like, oh, crap, that's it. And then Cora walked out in the doorway. I was like... That's it. That's the winner.
There it is.
So it all clicked, made sense. And then, of course, you have to search that room, and, of course, it points you right at the slate on the floor. Right. And then you have to go take out the bad guys, the Syndicate, in their territory, their little base. I did not write the name of that down. And then after talking to Cora and Sam, before the base, in that, in the middle of the blood and gore of this guy who's dead on the bed.
Yeah.
Saying, I can't take you, Cora. This is too dangerous. After we find out we have to go to Syndicate territory and actually go in there.
Right.
And she says, no. So they're thinking, you're the dad. Why would you take your 12-year-old, or however old she is, into a gunfight?
Right. An actual gunfight. Yeah. Not just on a ship going into dangerous territory, but actually on the ground gunfight. Yeah.
And Insane. He wouldn't. He said, okay, I can't convince her. She's going to have to come. I'm sitting there going, what? You win the worst out of the year award, buddy.
Yeah, for real.
I was not amused. I was like, you got to be kidding me. But then when they call Lillian and she chews his butt out about taking her, that gave me points for Lillian. Yeah,
I was definitely on her side with that part. But it's like, you got one parent. Okay, look, you got one parent who is completely absentee,
Mm-hmm.
not in the kid's life, not really having anything to do with her based on what you can tell inside the game.
On the counter of that,
in the
though,
story.
the beginning of this whole thing, Cora mentions that she's been writing her mom constantly.
Right.
So there is communication there.
I mean, I guess I'm
That's
just
something.
It's not nothing. But then on the other hand, you got the maniac who teams up with you and decides that space battles ain't no big whoop.
It's no wonder Cora is so annoying. It's not her fault.
I mean, it's technically, I don't know. They're just the worst parents.
They are. I can agree with you 100% on that. They need to take Cora away. Protect Child Protective Services.
Right. Did you see the new? Oh my God! It's not on my list today, but I think someone was it Illinist. I can't want to say Illinist because he posts everything, but he did one that was he posted one. It was a teenage Cora. Have you seen this?
No, I have not.
Oh my God! It is every bit as horrible and cringy as you probably can imagine.
Did he post it in Creations?
It's creepy. Yeah, he did.
There's so many posts about Creations in there.
Yeah, I know. They're like, Kilo, talk about this.
Feature this one.
Yeah. Oh, there's actually some good ones in here. Oh, maybe it wasn't in Creations.
Probably not.
At any rate.
Pretty cool armor that Nixter 3000 posted. That's going to be produced. That someone's working on.
Oh, okay.
But anyway.
Anyhow.
Got to this base, and I was going through it, gunning people down. And it amused me as they were coming at me with cutlasses when I'm pointing a 45 mag at their head. Geniuses.
I love that.
They just plop down in front of me. I loot them and go on my way. But there's this part near the beginning where there's a huge locker room, and then there's a smaller weight bench workout area.
Yeah.
I went through. It's just a habit. I have to go through all the lockers.
Okay.
But the lockers were extremely amusing in this place.
Okay, what do you mean?
It gave a clear picture of what these people are like. Like, there was one I posted in our Discord. I opened a locker, and it's full of meds everywhere, and needles, and med packs, and clearly a juicer.
Right.
And it says right there in big red letters on the back of the locker, you take my stuff, you're going to die.
Oh, yeah, okay, I've seen that sign before.
And then all these lockers had little things like that kind of showed about these people. One of them was this baseball locker, and they had posters and old Earth baseball in there. And it was a really cool design. They did a good job with that.
That's sweet.
I was really amused going through all the lockers saying, hey, what kind of person has this one?
Yeah.
Did I kill that one?
I mean, that's one thing Bethesda's always done really well. The environmental storytelling, the things you find around.
And I know for a fact that there's actually a small team of individuals that are specifically assigned to doing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whether it be lockers, bathroom stalls, little things like that. It's their whole job.
Yeah.
And this team did a really, really good job with it. I've seen some very, very amusing things in different bathroom stalls and lockers.
Wait, okay. Now, is this separate from general clutter in the world? Like population of objects? This is separate,
Their task was specifically designing these elements, creating locker environment or bathroom stalls just to what they call minor storytell.
Okay.
So it adds more to the environment for it, and it's specifically designed for that purpose.
That's like the bank robber gang on Akira. Wow. Aquila.
It's been a week.
The camp. That was the first one I came across in the game where it was like, I see what you did there. It was a refrigerator in one of the buildings, and you open it up, and there's empty beer bottles in there.
Yes.
And there's a note that says, "Go get beer. You can do this. I believe in you." Like, it was just like this little snippy note.
There's a bathroom in another one where there's like these little notes that go back and forth. I can't remember where it was at. You see finding slates all over this like rest area. And there's a bathroom.
Yeah.
And it's all about cleaning the bathroom and whose turn it is and to getting pissed off at each other. And it's like a little story going on there. It's hilarious.
That's amazing. I love stuff like that.
The lockers amuse me for like 10 or 15 minutes. Just sitting there looking at them.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And I finally got to the end, killed the boss. I used boss in the loose term. It was an elite. And dropped nothing. I had 2 things of ammo, a white gun, and that's it.
Oh.
Got nothing off of it. But they had a military chest there, a military crate, and I got a regular standard old Earth assault rifle, ammo, and a purple cutlass. So I didn't get garbage for that. It was just nothing.
Yeah.
But I got Lillian, and we had to go take out that ship you have to go fight. Took it out pretty easily. Actually, it was really super easy. I don't know how it was so easy. But as I was doing that, I came across the mysterious captain. Remember who that is? The Starborn merchant.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was like, wait. I'm not a Starborn on this character. I haven't jumped to the Unity at all. Why am I seeing this person?
Okay.
And they held me and started talking to me saying, you're going to do great things. I know it. You're going to be awesome. I'm rooting for you. And you start digging for details. Gives you no details at all. And it says, hope to see you much later in the future. Or much later date. Bye. They take off.
Yeah, like they already know what you're headed towards, kind of thing.
Now that I know who that person is, well, for the most part, still a mysterious captain, and even when you're Starborn, but
right.
I thought that was very amusing. Nice little touch. I'd never had that encounter before, which, to be honest, I've only done like pre-Unity twice or 3 times, or 4 times.
Okay.
Technically. Never came across it.
I think I've come across it twice. I think twice I've come across that one. Only in first, not in the new game though. I haven't encountered her in a new game, but
no.
Oh,
where she becomes your merchant?
Nope.
Oh, that's interesting.
Not yet. It's been the one. She has like a bunch of cool stuff, right?
Yeah, a blue hard target that I absolutely love.
Oh wow.
So that's my go-to weapon if I can. I've had plenty of New Game Pluses where I've went and just searched for her in the outer skirt systems just to get that hard target. It's only blue, only has 1 perk on it, but it's like a headhunter perk, or it does more damage to humanoids.
Gotcha.
So I'd get that thing every time. Of course, in my current playthrough with my main, I have a legendary I'm sporting, and that epic one I have. No, I don't have the epic one because I got rid of that because I went to New Game Plus. Anyway, I digress. So, finally got to the point where you warned me about it, which is like a perfect sniper's opportunity.
Yep.
And it really, really was, because I was on these rock piles when they're landing all around me. It would have been perfect on my main. It would have been super easy. Pop them all off and be done. But no, having only pistols in that open area while you're in rocks when they're all coming at you from all angles was not.
Not a good time.
I was dodging and ducking between rock after rock, avoiding getting killed. I think I died 4 times and had to reload, but I kept saving it, thankfully.
Yeah.
Went through all of them, killed all the elites, and I did not get a single thing that was not white quality.
Bonkers, man.
It is. It's mind-blowing how it can happen. There were 7 elites plus the boss. Nothing.
Yeah. I had a brief little stint in my playthrough this week where I was like, okay, I'm going to pick some locks. And I did an expert level lock. It was one with like 4 rings on the inside.
Okay.
Or 3 or 4 wings. 3 or 4. I can't remember. It's a bunch. And I went through it, and I had to go, I had to hit B a couple times, go back a little bit, keep going, down.
I think expert
and I got it. I think, I finally got it unlocked. And I mean, there was literally nothing. I took a med pack out of that room. That was it. There was a couple of weapons, but they were just like regular white low level stuff. There wasn't even any, cred sticks or anything laying around. I was like, okay, well, I'm over lockpicking again. So
I was only doing it on this character just so I can get to master level in case I need it.
Right.
Which I did on this playthrough. Picked my final lock and got it. I don't expect anything because I'm not going to get anything.
Right. I hear you.
Well, I finished out that quest, and it was an interesting little story. Definitely nowhere near my favorite. I've done all 4 now. And if I was to rank it, Andreja would be top, then Sarah, then Barrett, and then Sam.
I think that I would say Sam before Barrett, but the only reason I say that is because I had so much fun with the final battle of Sam's quest line.
That's the only redeeming quality of it?
That's it, yep.
Because I really do not like Sam.
Barrett's was cool, but doing like the what do you call it?
Case.
Yeah, it's a fetch quest, so you just running around here and there. Like I don't really vibe with that, but
to me it had more story to it.
The story was better.
It had more to it than what Sam's quest was.
It did.
But nothing, nowhere near as emotionally gripping as Andreja or Sarah's.
No, absolutely not.
It's funny how they did really good with the ladies, and the guys, okay.
Weird.
And then Sam, as you go, wants to talk to you by the statue at his favorite place in Aquila.
Yeah, that was like, all right, man, just calm down.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm not drunk enough for this.
Settle down, dude. I've been avoiding any flirting the entire time.
Right.
You're not my type.
Right. They like set it up. It does. It really does feel like they're setting it up for like this romantic scene. I'm like, just
Yeah, it
relax.
comes on thick when you get there.
Listen,
it comes on very
we could
thick.
be. I know. I'm like, look, dude. There's a bar right over there across the street. We just go over there and have
Yeah. Grab a beer.
Have a couple of beers.
Hey,
I'm mouthy today. I'm mouthy.
I have
sorry.
two. I have 2 edits I gotta do.
Get all of it. But anyways, we go over and have a brew. You know, we can sit down and talk like a couple of dudes, and you know, have a little heart to heart. That's fine. But you know, I don't need the flowers and wine, man. Just
yeah. And his favorite
Pump the
spot,
brakes
and it
there,
gives you
buddy.
the option of either friend or romantic. That's the only
Right.
2 options. I hit friend right away, of course, but
oh yeah, that was real
I
quick.
didn't even really want to do that either.
Like, we're gonna do this, but I'm just gonna send you back to the lodge because
He gets-
you're too
yeah.
much.
Now that I've done this part, you're no longer gonna be my follower. You're done. Peace.
Right. It's a wrap.
Sarah's been getting chummy with me, and maybe I'll take her with me.
Oh, there you go. I was
There's
thinking
always
about taking Jessamine out as a companion because I haven't used on this NG. I haven't used any companions. I've been running solo this entire time.
See, that's my thing with this character. I built him to do the companions, and I still have not gone to a bar and hired anybody yet.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these days.
Well, you got Jessamine. I've heard a lot of good things about having Simeon as your companion as well. That he's really good in combat. So one of those 2 I might. Probably after I finish Ryujin.
Is that what you've been working on?
That's what I've been working on lately. Yeah. Oh, so you know, I said that I was going to go through and I was going to just ice everybody in the Ryujin quest line.
Oh.
And right at the beginning, I kind of had second thoughts because they send you to Kelp Corp to install that whatever virus on the computer inside of there. So I'm standing there at the entrance. I get up there to that floor and the elevator doors open up and I'm looking out at this entire office. I'm thinking about Call of Duty and the Russian.
Oh,
and
yeah. All the innocents.
And I'm like, okay, now the thing is that most of these people are civilians. There's a couple of guards.
So they call out, does anyone have a gun? Anybody,
Right.
please?
So I'm like, all right, you know, maybe I won't do it this quest. I don't want to gun down an entire office. Like, that seems like a little much. So I get done with that. And then they send you, what was the next one they sent me out on? She sent me on like 3 or 4, I realized at the very beginning where, I mean, you have to be pretty just bloodthirsty to really like bring the guns out. I'm like, I can't do that, man,
It's
dude.
not
Like,
until,
I just,
near the end, the last 2 ones where you can really do that.
it's the one before you start researching the neuroamp thing.
Okay.
And it's the one where, yeah, you have to infiltrate the Ryujin Tower itself. And you have that conversation with Dalton beforehand, and I'm talking to him, and he's like, just remember, like, you know, don't go in there, you know, no, it's not a shooting gallery. I'm like, look, I can't take any responsibility. If they step in my way, I'm going to have to take them out. And he's like, you know, just remember that these are your coworkers. I'm like, dude, that's not a selling point.
Right.
And
it's a target-rich environment.
not to mention, exactly. Tell me there's ever been one Ryujin security guard that wasn't a complete ass.
Oh, they are, every time.
Every single one of them, they're mouthy. What are you looking at? Move along. You know, don't mess with me, blah, blah, blah. All right. So the minute I step into Ryujin, it's like no stealth whatsoever. The Beowulf comes out. I'm just walking in. I think it's like you have to go through a vent, which is goofy because like
You step
I could
out of
just
it,
walk in.
slap in a magazine, click, click.
That's
it's
it.
showtime, boys.
Yep. First one caught one in the back of the head, and I didn't look back. And I got all the way through. Like I'm about 90% sure that I got everybody in the building.
You went all
And then
out.
I
You just went sure and just cleared it out.
Anytime I saw one, it was gone. And I got all the way to the end where you get to what's her name's office. And I had a bit of a hiccup because it wasn't an issue of there was nobody left. So there's no guards to worry about. But I get to Imogen's office and you're supposed to escape through the ceiling. There's the hatch, right? So
Yeah.
I jump up onto that shelf and I hit open on the hatch and the sound activates, but the hatch does not open.
Oh, goody.
So I can't get out.
Oh, so you
So I
had a
had-
lot of fun.
So I had to backtrack, and every time there was a roof hatch that normally would be a way that I can like, all right, I can do this a little bit quicker, it wouldn't open. It was like some weird glitch in the building. So I had to go. Yeah, I basically had to retrace my steps all the way back out to the crane and get out that way. So
See,
just
I
so I
have
get out
bad
of the
luck with
building.
loot and things like that. You have bad luck with these bugs.
Yeah, I get a couple weird bugs every now and then. But
It's like almost every episode we got a new one.
yeah, I feel like we should be getting paid for it.
Right?
Honestly.
Beta testers.
But Bethesda, hi. So so I go back to Dalton after the mission, and it's when you come back from that, the weird thing is that everything is everything's no, it's all yeah, but it's all sideways because your handler was being accused, right? So she runs, so you don't report back to her, so you don't hear nothing from actually. Even after the return of her, you don't hear anything about it from her. The only person you hear about that from is from Dalton, and he was not happy.
You took out his entire staff.
Pretty much. Well, the night crew at least. And his third shift. And he's like...
You gave it a new meaning for the term graveyard shift?
Oh, yeah. That's beautiful, by the way. That's beautiful. Episode title, Graveyard Shift.
Yep, there you go.
So... And I'm like, hey, I did what had to be done to get the job done, and I got the job done. And Dalton's like, oh, that'll be a lot of consolation to the families who I have to contact and blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't care. But all right, well that's all you hear about it. So I wonder if, because I'm not sure how that works because I haven't finished it. Like I haven't finished like Westline yet, so I don't know how it's gonna play. Because I know some of the missions you're supposed to lose money, but
yeah,
your handler is hiding out. Oh, and then I went to take care of that. I had a lot of fun with that one because she's hiding back in Frankie's Sip and Go or whatever it is in Ebside. You have to the little convenience store, and you have that lady.
Syndicate is.
Yeah, and then you have that lady who's fronting on you. Like I couldn't convince her to let me in, so I had to go in through the roof basically.
I never had that problem.
That was the first time. Usually I'm able to talk her out. Yeah.
I didn't know there was an option like that.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a roof entrance that you can go in. I found it. I had to. And then, so I went through there and I mean, obviously they turn, as soon as they see you, they start shooting at you. So I cleared that place out and I got to the handler.
Always done it where you just go to the front door and she tells you don't go to the third floor or whatever. But every time I go in there, I talk to our quarry and then I went up killing everybody anyway.
Oh, okay. See, I think it's because I went in through the roof. They're like, all right, it's on.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So, I mean, other than that, like, I was working on that, and then I was doing some shipbuilding, and I finally broke down, I want to say it was Fluffy Muffin. One of our listeners has been posting a lot about the Owl Tech Habs.
Okay.
And I have so many ship mods. I was like, all right, I'll finally break down and check them out. And basically what I did is I took the prison shuttle and I took the cargo holds off of them and ran hallways out from where the cargo holds were, and I basically just threw down every hab in Owltech so that I could go out and then go inside and see them all.
Right.
So there's a couple of different ones for this. There's like a main Owltech, and then there's one that's the research one where you can keep the critters on your ship. And then there's another one that's like offices randomly. Owltech let's work offices. Those are beautifully done. And there's a section of the Owltech habs that are captain owls. So you have like the regular Owltech, like captain's quarters and crew quarters and workshop and all the things like that. And then you have the captain owl ones, which are supposed to be, I guess, a crimson, well, there's like Crimson Fleet symbols all over this stuff. So apparently Captain Owl is a Crimson Fleet guy. And like the regular habs are just really nothing. Most of them are nothing special. There are a couple of cool ones, like a troop bay where you can have, there's like 8 mannequins in there with gun racks and stuff. So you could like,
that's cool.
Put all your equipment up. Yeah. Like Batman style, looks really cool. But a lot of the regular habs aren't necessarily anything special, and they're all Hope Tech. But the Captain Owl ones are gorgeous. Like it was obviously a labor of love. There's like a library, there's a study, there's a trophy room. It's all really, really well done. There's just one catch to it.
What's that?
Well, like G-Tech, all of the habs offer crew stations, but not crew capacity.
Well, that's
So
definitely
you
catch.
put all so you put all those habs on there, and you can still have like a crew of whatever your cockpit holds. And I like my big crews, So that was a little disappointing. So Captain Owl, if you hear this, handle that, because I would love to have those beautiful habs that you created on my ship and still have my crew.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot. Those are a lot of habs for no crew.
Fix it.
Fix it, please.
That is kind of pointless.
Yeah. I mean, it looks cool on the inside, but yeah, I don't know. It was a little disappointing. So I haven't made any new ships lately. That was pretty much it. That was pretty much my week.
Well, before we get into our big topic of the night,
Sure.
Let's go into your mods.
Oh, you want to do mods first? Okay, we can do that.
We're going to close out the show with the announcements.
Copy that. Let me get back to my notes. Okay. So I got a couple of must mentions. I got a very useful one. My first mod this week is Bunk Assignment Clipboards by Skinny Pig 2. What is this? Well, what this is it gives you like 30 different clipboards. There's one for every named NPC in the game. And in the shipbuilder menu, you add these clipboards to the wall within a certain radius of a bed, rack, or bunk. And the character associated with that clipboard will sleep only in that bed.
Okay, that's interesting.
Okay. Well, for people like me, the biggest selling point of this mod is that this will keep other NPCs out of your bed in the captain's quarters.
In theory, if it works.
In theory. In theory, it does. So I imagine you may have to make sure you have enough beds for all the crew that you have. But yeah, that definitely, I caught that right away when I saw it. The second one that I have to bring up is Aventech Munitions by friend of the show, Chaos Nerb or Bryn. And this adds 5 weapons to the game, as well as about, I believe the description said about 100 different modifications for those weapons. All seamless.
They look. A few of our listeners have been using that recently. I've seen it on some of the ship builds. Yeah,
they're beautiful weapons. They have at this point, I kind of feel like it's a trademark Aventech glow about the weapons. They look really, really cool.
Yeah, which is one of my favorite parts about that.
So. Yeah, it's real awesome, and it's real awesome to see Bryn doing different stuff like that. The last one that I have for today, this is wild. It's Technomonk, Melee and Unarmed Skill Tree by Phoenix.
Yeah, I'm
going to say Phoenix. There's a dash at the beginning. I don't know what that's about. I'm sure it's something non-pronounceable, so Phoenix is what it's going to be.
It's probably because someone already had that name, so they just put a little image
dash
before
Phoenix.
It. Yeah.
It looks like it's supposed to be Phoenix or like Sphinx mixed with Phoenix.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, I hope this mod is good because it's 700 Bethesda credits.
Oh, jeez.
And what this does is it changes melee combat and it allows you to do really cool stuff like teleport through shadows, craft bombs, and sap target. It says become an elite agent of the Order of Time. I don't know what that's a reference to.
Probably something they just made up.
Maybe it could be. I just thought it was funny because Technomonk, back in my earlier TikTok days, I was really big. I did the whole cosplay thing.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the guys that I became friends with on TikTok, his username was Technomonk. So that's why it kind of jumped out at me. So you have a bunch of different powers and skill trees. It kind of feels like should be a part of what it's like to be a Starborn. Like as a Technomonk, as the Technomonk skill tree, you become adept at manipulating energy fields through mental discipline and advanced biotechnology.
Yeah, that does scream Starborn.
Or temporal agent, your mind and body have adapted to alter states of time, giving you greater focus and more skillful control of the environment. Like, this is a real serious, like, high-level, cyberpunkish kind of sci-fi. I love it. It looks really cool. That 700 Bethesda credits, it's got 14 thumbs up, and it's pretty new, so maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Download that one with caution, because it is not exactly cheap.
Not cheap, and it does kind of mess with some core mechanics of the game.
It does. That's where my biggest warning is going to come from before I head off. Yeah. Anything you have heavy programming like that, you got to be careful.
Let who you are
made by Bethesda.
Oh yeah. Let who you are define technology. Do not allow technology to define who you are. Way of the Technomonk. That's the quote at the bottom.
Okay.
That's pretty intense, dude. So yep, that's what I got for mods.
All right. So we got a big announcement for this show. Probably not the one you guys all want to hear, but
probably not.
some things have led up to this for quite a while. We've been talking about this for actually quite a while. Starfield RAW is going to be put on the shelf. We're going to have to, well, basically we're going to stop recording for a while until the event that Bethesda releases some major content, like a new DLC.
Yeah.
Or a new expansion. They've been way too quiet. The game numbers have gone way down, and it's becoming harder and harder and harder to do this show. We've kept it as long as we can for you guys. We kept it going a lot longer than we probably should have. But
I mean, this literally has been a conversation we've had over the past couple of months, debating this and trying to decide what we wanted to do.
So we waited for the right time, and the right time is now because there's a new game coming out next month called R.A.W, which is kind of what I hinted at last episode. It looks extremely good, extremely interesting, and looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to talk about. Kilo and I, and maybe one of the other two hosts, Rook or Archon, will be doing R.A.W RAW. We'll be taking the time slot for Starfield RAW.
Yep.
So we're switching over to a new game that's going to be new and exciting and fun to play, and it should be entertaining.
Yeah, I think so. The game looks great, and like we already mentioned, major content drops. We're not going away forever. We'll come back and touch on some of the things as things progress, Bethesda. And as always, we have Raw and Nerdy.
Yep.
Kind of become the flagship show of the network. And we will, of course, probably be talking about Starfield on there a little bit more.
We will be. Now that we're not in an embargo on that show, because we avoided talking Starfield on that show because of this show.
Right. So, and more to come. We have a few other things that we've been talking about doing that we will let you guys know as soon as we have something concrete for. But we are not
expanding and growing, and we're trying to improve things all the time for you guys.
Yep, precisely.
So Starfield RAW, it's been a labor of love for all of us. All four of the main hosts of the network have all been involved in the show at one point or another for quite a while.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's sad to say goodbye for now, but we kind of have to. It's out of our hands now.
Yeah, it is what it is. But
not the last episode. Most likely not the last episode.
And we're not going anywhere. We're still kicking around, so we'll be doing other things.
Our Discord's going to remain the same. We're going to keep all of our Starfield channels the way they are. No, that's going to change. So we're going to keep those conversations going that everyone enjoys. Our Discord, discord.gg/raw podcast. It's the place to be, guys. The fun place.
It is.
This is going to be a shorter episode because this is our little quick goodbye episode before we put this on hold. And Keel and I are going to get busy working on getting a R.A.W RAW set up. And that's going to be releasing next Friday on February 7th. And it's going to be the first episode where we're going to talk about what the game is and what we know about it or look forward to about it.
Yeah.
And our first actual episode of Playtime is going to be happening in the middle of the month because I believe the game comes out on either the 16th or the 18th. 18th, I think.
The 18th. Yep.
We'll have an episode right after that, so it'll be fun.
Yep. And if anybody else has been watching that game and they're not aware of it yet, it is on Xbox Game. It's going to be on Xbox Game Pass, so you don't have to buy the game outright if you already have that subscription.
Which another one of the big reasons why we decided to do that show.
Yeah.
And that's it. We're done.
That's a wrap.
We're gonna call that here, guys.
I just want to say before we cut, I mean, we got a lot of time here. I'm not gonna pontificate for hours or anything, but I'd been on a few podcasts, other shows here and there as like a guest, and then of course I was a guest on Raw and Nerdy, and then on Starfield here before I finally became a host. And early on, I decided like, man, I really want to do podcasting. Like I really enjoy it. I enjoy the conversations. I enjoy interacting with the listeners, and Wigit and Archon and Rook giving me the opportunity to come on here and do this has been a huge honor. I'm not going anywhere, but I just feel like I had to say something because this is like where it kind of started for me.
Yeah,
where
we're keeping
I was on.
You're not.
Where I was on. Okay, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But that this is an opportunity for me to do something on the regular, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been a blast, and I'm really looking forward to what else we come up with together. So thank you guys for that.
Show on the network, and we appreciate that.
Thank you.
We've got a lot more to come. We're not giving up on this stuff yet.
Oh yeah,
probably not for a very, very long time, because we're constantly talking about it and improving things constantly.
Pretty much.
All right. Well, you can still reach out to the show if you ever need to. StarfieldRaw@gmail.com. Like I said, it's not going away. Our Discord, again, is discord.gg/raw podcast, where you can get all of our news about what we're doing, our shows, and just basic chats about anything nerdy, Starfield, you name it.
Yep.
Fitness, food, the whole 9 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Our Facebook is Raw Podcast, which is our general network Facebook, so that's a great way to check things out. Raw, I almost said it myself. I almost
What are you
did
doing,
it bad.
man? What are you doing?
What is our Instagram?
It's Raw Podcast 1.
Thank you. We're going to keep the X going for this show. It's at Starfield RAW. And you can follow us individually as well. I am at the Wigit, TheWigit, everywhere. And
I am at Kilo Tango 1122 everywhere.
Thank you so much for listening, everybody. This show has been an absolute blast, and I look forward to coming back into it down the road. Have a fantastic week.
We began as wanderers, and we are wanderers still. Carl Sagan.